Hi guys, welcome back. We're on week 2 of creation, and this week we're going to talk about God creating the world. Our big idea is God created the whole world. God made everything in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. For our story today, it's going to come out of Genesis chapter 1 verses 1 through 25. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Then he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. And evening passed and morning came, marking the first day. Then God said, "Let there be space between the waters to separate the water of the heavens from the water of the earth." And that is what happened. God made this space to separate the water of the earth from the waters of the heaven. God called this space sky. And evening passed and morning came, marking the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear." And that is what happened. God called the dry ground land, and the waters seas. And God said it was good. Then God said, "Let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant and tree that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will then produce all kinds of plants and trees from which they came." And that is what happened. The land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants and trees with seed-bearing fruit. Their seeds produced plants and trees of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening passed and morning came, marking the third day. Then God said, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth." And that is what happened. God made 2 great lights, the one larger to govern the day and the smaller one to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and the night, to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed and morning came, marking the 4th day. Then God said, "Let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that scurries and swarms in the water, and every sort of bird, each producing offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas and the birds multiply on the earth." The evening passed and morning came, marking the 5th day. Then God said, "Let the earth produce every sort of animal, each producing offspring of the same kind, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals." And that is what happened. God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to produce offspring of the same kind, and God said that it was good. Think about your favorite thing in creation. It could be the mountains, the beach, the forest, the lakes, the beautiful night sky, waterfalls. There are so many beautiful things in creation. Everything that you see outside, every mountain, every star in the sky, every planet, it was all created by someone. We're going to talk a little bit more about who that was that created them. I'm going to ask Miss Amy some questions to see if she was listening, to see if she can tell us who it was that created it. According to the Bible, where did everything come from?
It came from God.
Okay. What did God create on the first day?
He created the heavens and the earth.
What did he create on the second day?
The water and the sky.
What did he create on the third day?
Dry land and plants.
What did he create on the 4th day?
Stars, sun, and the moon.
What did he create on the 5th day?
Birds and fish.
All right. And on the 6th day, God created lots of things. What are some of the things he created on the 6th day?
He created all the animals and the first 2 people, Adam and Eve.
On the 7th day, God did something important. He rested. Why do you think he rested? Was he tired?
He might have done it to give us an example to follow, so we know it's important to rest and to appreciate everything that God has created and given us.
All right, so I'm going to read another verse for you. It's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 3. By faith, we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. So, what does it say in this verse that we have to understand how the world was created?
We need to understand it is faith, by faith.
All right, what is faith?
It is knowing and believing even though we don't see. The whole creation story requires faith on our part because we weren't here to see it happen. But from the Bible, we learn all of creation was spoken into existence by a God who has always existed. Some people don't believe it is true that the world was created in this way.
How can we know that it's true that God created everything?
None of us can go back and watch a YouTube video of how the world was created. We see evidence of God all through creation. But when it comes down to it, it takes faith to believe God created the earth.
All right, we can have faith that God created everything that we see because we believe what the Bible says is true, that God created the whole world.
Yes.
And attached today, you'll find a link for an activity that you can do. What you're gonna do is start out with a plain coffee filter. And this is my earth. I'm not very artistic, so this was my earth. And then what you'll do after that is you will spray water on it. And this is what mine ended up with after the water. Just make sure you have a plate or something under it when you spray it, because it does make a mess. But it shows us that God made the whole earth simply by speaking it into existence. We certainly can't do that, but we can make a picture of the earth to help us remember that God is the creator of everything. There's also going to be a video attached with this about the universe for you to look at. And we're going to have a couple of memory verses, which are Romans 3, chapter 3, verse 23, and Psalms 139, verse 14. We miss you guys. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you hopefully sometime soon.